Sun Tzu, The Art of War. If you know the enemy and you know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. If you know yourself but not the enemy, for every victory gained, you will also suffer a defeat. If you know neither yourself nor the enemy, you will succumb in every battle. This is a two-part episode. First part is a bit of a thought experiment. I just want you to put yourself in the shoes of a man and think. And in the second part, I want to try and dig into, understand why our leaders across the West have decided to fill our nations with people who may not like us very much. So let's start. Your country's just been invaded. Not because you attacked anyone, not because you threatened anyone, but because other foreigners decided to use your country as a base to attack from. Your corrupt leaders allowed this to happen, but you had no say in it. And then they arrive with technology that you don't understand. Jets, drones, tanks. They call it precision, but your village disappears anyway. You know all the men that have been killed. You work with them. You socialise with them. You know their wives. You know their children. You watch over time grief turn into something far darker, far heavier. Something that just won't go away. But you're not political. You're not ideological. You're not a fighter. You're a subsistence farmer. If your crops fail, your family won't eat. If you do not repay the seed debt, your land's going to be taken off you. And then all of a sudden you see the soldiers coming through your fields. They trample all your crops. They don't ask. They don't compensate. They just shout at you in a language that you don't even understand. But you learn very quickly. If you raise your voice, you might get shot. You get too close, you might get shot. If you show any type of anger, you might get shot. You just got to swallow it. But then winter comes. The local insurgent commander comes to your village, and something happens that nobody had accounted for. All of the boys gather. The boys with no fathers anymore. The boys who watch the sky kill their families. The boys who grew up overnight. They don't hear extremism. They hear purpose. They hear justice. They hear a way to strike back at something that feels unstoppable. You just want to stay out of it. Tell yourself you're not getting dragged in. You just want to survive. But your crops keep getting destroyed. The debts are mounting up. They won't disappear because there's a war. So some of the farmers have switched to growing poppy. The commander pays more than you could ever get for your tomatoes. But you resist. You're a good man. But the weapons are everywhere now. AK-47s, explosives, improvised bombs. You convince yourself it's not for fighting. It's just to protect your land. Just to protect your family. So you get one and you bury it. And then it all goes wrong. You get caught, arrested, dragged away. No trial, no explanation, no timeline. You just disappear into the system with no face. And your family never hears from you again. They just assume you're dead. Your son grows up believing that you were murdered by the invaders. Next time the commander comes to the village, he starts listening to the religious leader, to the militia commander, and he swears vengeance. But then suddenly, the war stops. Not with peace, not with justice. They just leave. They abandon tanks, helicopters, equipment worth billions, and just fly away. And one question burns into all the people across the land. What kind of nation is so rich it can just walk away from this? And the years pass. And then one day your son hears something unbelievable. There's now a way to go to their country, the country of the invaders. It's a long journey, it's dangerous, humiliating and very illegal, but it's possible. And he takes that opportunity. Because now he gets to take the war to the enemy too.